has not gone beyond this state of affairs, then the corpse is the outer body, whereas the yogin's body is the inner body. If the yogin, possibly seeing a beautiful woman, becomes attached to her in his mind and then considers the impurities of this female body, it is a matter of an outer body. But if the yogin recognizes that his own body is exactly like it, it is a question of an inner body. Furthermore, the 5 organs, eye, etc., are inner body, whereas the 5 objects, color, etc., are outer body. The 4 great elements are inner body, whereas the matter derived from the 4 great elements are outer body. The place where suffering and happiness are experienced is the inner body, the place where one does not experience suffering and happiness is outer body. One's own body and the organs, eye, etc., are inner body, one's wife, son, wealth, fields, house, and other utilized objects are outer body. How is that? Since material dharmas are all objects of mindfulness of the body. First the yogin examines the inner body to find out if he can find a pure, eternal and happy Atman there, but he examines thoroughly and can find no Atman, as has been said above in regard to the examination of dharmas. But if he finds no Atman when he examines the inner body, perhaps this Atman is outside. Why? Because outer things are an object of attachment for all beings. But when the yogin examines the outer body, the Atman is not found there either. Then the yogin makes this reflection. When I examined inwardly, I did not find the Atman and I wondered if it was not on the outside, but when I examined things on the outside, I did not find it either. I wonder if the Atman is not a delusion. Now I must examine internally and externally simultaneously. Examining internal and external are 2 distinct operations, examining internal and external at the same time and simultaneously are conjunct operations. But although he examines internal and external conjointly or separately, the Atman is not found anywhere. The examination is therefore ended. In regard to cittasamrtyupasthana. Question. In regard to mindfulness of the body, it might be a matter of the inner body and the outer body. But here, all the feelings are included in the external bases of consciousness, so how can there be a difference between inner feelings and outer feelings? Answer. The Buddha said, there are 2 kinds of feelings. Bodily feeling and mental feeling. Bodily feeling is outer and mental feeling is inner. Furthermore, the feelings associated with the first 5 consciousnesses are outer, and the feelings associated with the mental consciousness are inner. The feelings arise in dependence on the 12 bases of consciousness. The group of the 6 inner bases produce feelings that are inner, the outer 6 bases produce feelings that are outer. Coarse feeling is outer, subtle feeling is inner. There are 2 kinds of suffering. Inner suffering and outer suffering. A. Inner suffering is of 2 types. Physical suffering and mental suffering. Physical suffering is the 404 sicknesses, bodily pains, headaches, etc. Those are physical suffering. Mental suffering is grief, sadness, hatred, fear, jealousy, doubt, etc. Those are mental suffering. These 2 sufferings together are inner suffering. B. Outer suffering is of 2 types. I. The king, the victorious enemy, the wicked thief, the lion, tiger, wolf, snake, and other nuisances. 2. The wind, rain, cold, heat, thunder, lightning, thunderbolts, etc. These 2 kinds of suffering are outer suffering. It is the same for pleasant feeling and neither unpleasant nor pleasant feeling. Furthermore, the feeling that takes as object an inner dharma is an inner feeling, that which takes as object an outer dharma is an outer feeling. Furthermore, the 108 feelings are inner feelings, the others are outer feelings. In regard to cittasamrtyupasthana. Question. The mind is included in the inner bases of consciousness. How can the sutra say that the yogin also considers the mind outwardly? Answer. Although the mind is included in the inner bases of consciousness, when it takes as object an outer dharma, it is outer mind, and when it takes as object an inner dharma, it is inner mind. The mental consciousness is an inner mind, and the first 5 consciousnesses are outer minds. The concentrated mind that penetrates into meditation is an inner mind, the distracted mind is an outer mind. The mind associated with the 5 inner obstacles or with the inner 7 factors of enlightenment is an inner mind. The mind associated with the 5 outer obstacles or with the 7 outer factors of enlightenment is an outer mind. For various reasons of this kind, we distinguish inner mind, outer mind, and both inner and outer mind. In regard to cittasamrtyupasthana, mindfulness of dharmas is included in the outer bases of consciousness. How can the sutra say that the yogin also considers dharmas inwardly? Answer. Outside of feeling, there are other mental dharmas. Mental dharmas that have as object an inner dharma are inner dharmas, mental dharmas that have as object an outer dharma, the unconditioned or the formations dissociated from the mind are outer dharmas. Furthermore, the dharmas that are the object of the mental consciousness are inner dharmas, for it has been said by the Buddha, the mental consciousness arises in dependence on the object. Here, except for feeling, the other mental dharmas are inner dharmas, whereas the other formations dissociated from the mind and the unconditioned dharmas are outer dharmas. 2. The 4 right efforts. The 4 right efforts are of 2 kinds, I. Right efforts in themselves, 2. Right efforts by connection.